Thomas, we're back, and day 2, and Karim, Ibrahim, this is our second interview with you during DGC Live, and we are joined also by Hannah Sweeney, Senior Manager, Location-Based Entertainment, EMEA, Hasbro, and you are now in London. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, nice to be here.
Thank you for joining us and taking the time to be with us at DGC. And Karim has an announcement, and I know he's been working on this for a long time now, and it's just great. So, Karim, how is it to be today producing Transformers VR?
First of all, of course, thank you, Habib, for the introduction. Hello, Hannah. And to talk a little bit about Transformers VR, it's been a wonderful experience. It's been an amazing journey. We're very proud to be one of Hasbro's partners, and this experience will be one of a kind. The fact that it will be one of a kind is simply because you are in a simulator, and I think this is the first VR experience that will actually let you be in the spot or in the eyes of the Autobot character, so you can play as the Autobot character, and you can experience for the first time what it's like through a simulator to be Bumblebee or Optimus Prime. And we're very excited to launch this product and this trailer. It's been long awaited, and we're looking forward to it. Hope you guys like it.
Yeah, we're gonna see something a little bit special towards the end
of
this session. But before we get to that, Hannah, I just wanted to ask: is this the first time that Hasbro has embraced location-based VR?
No, so a few years ago, actually, Hasbro identified this bit of the business as a real growth area. So since then, it's been about kind of working with the best-in-class partners around the globe and trying to locate who those are and who we're going to work with. So at this point in time, we do have a few licensees on board across the globe, but this experience will be the first Transformers experience within the Middle East in VR, which is very exciting.
Karim, what are the challenges for a regional developer to take on an international title like Transformers?
Well, of course, there's challenges with any title, but of course, representing a big brand, a major IP such as Transformers, you want everything to be perfect. And the ecosystem in the Middle East, sometimes it's tough to find the talent that's required to make such a specific or entertaining game. So the challenges, I would say, would be resources, but nonetheless, you just got to put in the hours, work hard, and Hasbro has been very supportive in allowing us to work around the style guide and making it as perfect as possible. So challenges are a must, but they can be overcome easily, in my opinion.
Okay, so going back to you, Hannah, you said that this will be the first time this technology has come to the Middle East. I guess, why expand now, and are we going to see more of that? Where does Hasbro put the Middle East in terms of importance?
So the Middle East for the location-based entertainment team at Hasbro is incredibly important. There's a real growth area within the Middle East, and we see it as such an innovative and forward-thinking region with real entrepreneurial spirit. So yeah, the Middle East is a massive priority for us, and in general, there's a lot of exciting projects that are coming out of that region for us, of which this opportunity is a big one. So it's been absolutely a delight to be working with Robocom in this region. I think they really showcased that innovative, forward-thinking spirit, which they've just showcased absolutely perfectly whilst working with them.
Yeah, was that purely because they're called Robocom and obviously Transformers? Well,
it was the play on words.
I was going to say, was there any other reason why he chose them? Yeah.
That's all we look for. We look for the name, and if it fits in, then we work.
Now I know the secret to our success.
They've been planning they've had a real forward-thinking approach, as I said, but also they had a really strong commercial background as well. So they had a really great plan, long-term plan, which looked sustainable, which was commercially astute. So from kind of A to Z, they fit the profile of what we're looking for in a partner, which is passionate and strong commercially and a really great plan in place.
Karim, are you transforming Transformers? What's the creative process? What's the development process that you had to go through?
Well, of course, it all starts with the origins. I watched a lot of a lot of Transformers animation movies. Got a couple of action figures myself. I think the first thing to do is just identify with the brand very well, understand the origin of the brand, and understand how you can evolve the brand, because a company that is in the toy business and has evolved into animation and movies is now evolving into location-based entertainment and VR. And it is our duty to give the customer or the consumer the best experience when it comes to VR. So we try to think creatively in terms of how to give it that edge, how to evolve the franchise into making it, to giving the consumer the experience that has never been given before. This is why we wanted to put the consumer in the eyes of the Transformers, to have the ability to move around with the machine, to feel what it's like to be in a giant 10 meter, 15 meter, 5 meter robot, referring to the Autobots, walking around New York City, Istanbul, any part of the world, and just fighting the Decepticons. This is what we try to focus on creatively, how to synchronize the mechanics and the visual aspects of the game to make them as synchronized, as comfortable for people to experience this.
I just want to, it's Monopoly, right?
Hasbro all the way.
Hannah, did you see his t-shirt? It's Monopoly.
Oh, is that Monopoly?
This is Monopoly, but I have a get out of free jail.
Well, so kind of Hannah, obviously Transformers is such a beloved franchise that has been going for so long. Were you guys worried about kind of taking something that the people remember from, the cartoons and the films, and then taking it into something that you said, Karim, into an entirely new place with an entirely new technology?
So I think Hasbro in general are very innovative, and they've taken, something that started off as a toy and created a massive franchise around it, one of the biggest in the world. So, we don't shy away from exploring new technology or exploring new avenues to progress in. And as a company, we're very used to that. And as a team, there was no concerns in that. It's just exciting. We want to be at the forefront of really progressive technologies and experiences for consumers, because ultimately what we want is for the fans to truly love the experiences that we've put through. So in terms of any worries, I think we're working with, a really amazing partner with Karim and Robocom, and just excited for the fans to go from watching content and watching the movie as a third party to really feeling like they're part of it, and they can be an Autobot as well, and be Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and fight the Decepticons together. I think that's an amazing experience.
Don't we all love the Transformers, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Karim, I believe now is the time maybe for you to show us what you've been working on.
I would love to showcase what I'm talking about and show you guys a little glimpse of the action in our. It'll be coming soon. We have not yet announced where the launch will be, but this is just kind of a teaser trailer to show you a little bit of what the Transformers VR experience will be like.
Well, we want to see that.
Yeah.
Let's roll it. That's just honestly, I'm impressed.
Thank you, Habib.
It looks super cool, and I cannot wait to try it.
Thank you, appreciate
it. It's amazing, and you know, it's I'm very proud that it's a regional VR development company that is able to do this. Really, I mean, I know Karim for a few years now. He's been part of the show as well, and I've seen the evolution and this type of quality made by a studio from the region. It's just amazing, really.
Thank you, Habib. It actually took a lot of effort, but I think more than effort, it was passion that drove us. Hasbro was a perfect fit for us because they are also a very passionate company. They diversify. They always want to give their consumers the best experiences possible. And we just, day and night, day in, day out, we were so passionate about this project that just the quality started coming out to be perfect in itself. So even after we were done, we looked at it and we're like, we made this? You know, we were able to do this. And it was just a lot of hard work, a lot of passion, a lot of determination. And I think it's just going to grow more and more and more. And we have chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, in the eyes of Bumblebee. As you just saw right now, you know, the trailer is going to represent you being Bumblebee and fighting off Starscream as chapter 1. Chapter 2 will then jump into Optimus Prime's Optimus Prime's eyes, and then you go into more Autobots and then more Decepticons. And we want to just take this franchise all over the place to hopefully have just an online network of a whole bunch of Transformers just playing together under one network.
What I really love in the video we just saw is when he gets the light here and then it becomes the weapon.
Definitely. And we wanted just to showcase that the machine is an integral part of the game itself.
Yeah.
It's not just a game you're playing as if you're playing on the PC or the PlayStation or Xbox. You're actually in a machine, a 500, 600 kilo machine. So you feel the complete movement. It's as if you are Bumblebee, as if you are Optimus Prime. And this mechanical structure to it, it took us years to build.
Well, I was going to say, so obviously there's a lot of virtual reality happening at the moment. Obviously Half-Life Alyx is kind of one of the big ones.
Definitely.
And also HTC, we've kind of heard from them as well. And they're all based around having virtual reality setups in your home.
Definitely.
And obviously mobile has done quite a lot of that as well. I guess my question is, what benefits you have by having kind of a big rig, by having people kind of strapped in?
Well, when we got into the industry, we were very niche specifically for that reason. We worked in hardware simulation, and we integrated VR as part of our experiences. Being in hardware simulation, since it's a very pricey machine, you're not going to find it in someone's house.
Yeah.
You are most likely going to find it in a theme park or a family entertainment center. And that was our market, that was our niche market, and this is what we wanted to go into. But we slowly started noticing that since there was this large demand for VR via HTC Vives or Half-Life Alyx or any of the publishers or hardware manufacturers, we noticed there was an increasing demand for VR. And because there was an increasing demand for VR and we had these very unique simulators, we said all we have to do is tie it to a very successful brand such as Hasbro's Transformers, and you will just unlock another level of gaming. And that was our ultimate experience, to give the next level of gaming.
Hannah, how do you see the evolution of the partnership with Robocom and also, you know, just expanding more in the region, doing more?
Yeah, so I mean, firstly, we're just so excited to get this project launched and out the gate, and for it to be a real success from not only a consumer point of view, but also, you know, from a business and commercial point of view, and that to just be very successful. So then I think in terms of the partnership, it's a case of us both being really aware of technological advances and what's happening in the industry, is there any other innovation that we can get on board with, and just be really progressive there. And I think what Karim said as well about, you know, going into more storylines with the Transformers. There's a whole wealth of content out there of Transformers. It's a whole universe. So what else can we tap into to really grow that? And then also, as a location-based entertainment team at Hasbro, we are looking to work with the best-in-class partners across the globe. And when we find those partners and we do something really successful with them, we want to do more with them. So whether that's, more projects or using other brands within the Hasbro portfolio, because we have a lot now, there's kind of a number of ways we can grow with our partners and do more with them. And then generally from a Middle East point of view and a MENA region point of view, the world's our oyster in the region. I think we've got a massive portfolio of brands which have really, really strong foothold in the region, including Transformers. So yeah, I think honestly, there's a lot of growth potential and you'll be seeing much, much more of us generally from a Hasbro portfolio point of view, and then also with our partnership with Robocom.
Well, so Hannah, kind of a similar question to what I kind of already asked Karim. Obviously, Transformers is no stranger to video games. It's been producing them for an awful long time. I guess why go the location-based VR route over, say, releasing a smartphone app that people could use that would go very, very mass market?
Yeah, so for us, it's not kind of either or. I specifically look after the location-based entertainment division, and for us, our whole ethos in this division is getting consumers kind of out of the house, engaging with the world around them, and you might think VR is then putting them into a different world. It's the engagement, it's doing something you can't necessarily do at home on that scale. It's what can we deliver to somebody away from their home that's truly different and something they cannot do within their own home. And I think this really covers it. You can have VR in the home and you can have a great experience with that, but it's not going to be on the scale as what you can get within an experience like this. And I think it's great to have, a whole 360 offering to consumers and getting out, engaging with friends and family and doing something fun within location-based entertainment route, which creates memories and true joy with fans. It's a real big part of our business.
And Hannah, when you are working with a studio like Karim, how much freedom in terms of creativity, development, ideas do you actually allow?
So that's an interesting question, actually, because there's the side of it where Transformers is such a well-loved brand, and there's a level of protectiveness there. We've got to stay true to that brand. We've got to stay true to what the fans expect and what they want. And there are fans out there who know everything there is to know about Transformers. So we've got to make sure that everything is as in the world of Transformers. So on one hand, we're very protective and it's got to be fitting with the brand. But on the other, I hope Karim feels this as well. We trust our partners who are the experts in that industry that they work in. So we trust our partners to tell us what they think will work and what they think is the best route to go down. And normally those two things fit really well hand in hand. We can be the brand guardians and they can really tell us, actually, this is what works from our expertise point of view.
So then, Karim, we will have a lot of developers watching because DGC has allowed developers in to watch these sessions for free.
Nice.
From a developer who's never kind of looked at VR before, how different is creating an experience, a game in virtual reality over just your standard 3D?
Well, in theory, it's the same. Creating a game is creating a game, but to the platform you are using, it is completely different. Yeah. Viewing the world from a screen is much different than viewing the world from a 360 point of view. Yeah. And that's why fundamentally it's different, but in theory it's the same. And if I were to speak to any developers, everyone has a preference. Some people like mobile games, some people like PlayStation games, some people like PC games, some people like board games. They don't even like technology with their games, but a game is a game. If you feel and you are confident that VR is the evolution of gaming, you should really get on that wave, such as have we. But if you feel that VR is not going to go anywhere, which we don't believe, just stick to what you know best. And if anyone's looking for a job and thinks they're very talented, you're more than welcome to join the Robocom community.
But how much more complicated would it be to develop a game? Because I think what a lot of people are looking at now is they're paying attention to virtual reality. Yes. I'm talking more about your home game as opposed to building out a massive robot like you are. is it something that someone can, try their hand at, or is it kind of something that you really have to spend some time to develop and do it properly?
I think on the contrary, it would be easier because you are in your body. You are a virtual reality headset, if you think about it, right? So wherever you look, right, left, up, down, it's the same movement that you will be using on the platform of VR. So when you're designing a game, all you have to do is think of your wildest, craziest fantasies of the game you want to create, of course, and just build around that, just envision that there's a monster here and envision you have a gun holster on your side, and then it's much easier to relay it in VR than it would on a screen, So in my opinion, it has its realism involved, which makes it somewhat easier. But some people would beg to differ,
I guess here maybe the difference is really in the element of game design.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's in the element of game design. It can be totally different in that sense. It's not possible to design it the same way or the levels or
of course. It all goes back to your game design document, which of course we need to get approved by Hasbro and have been super helpful with us. And after your game design document, after you've determined your design direction, then you can, as Habib was saying, determine the functionality of it.
And for sure, I mean, when you are in a console game or in a PC game or on the mobile, you are using your fingers or but here you are actually in a fully built machine, and it's your device. It's not a PlayStation, it's not an Xbox. Your device is actually the whole machine and the whole environment.
Definitely.
And it's moving and it's going. It's making you feel things, and you are in character, and you are the character itself. So it's totally different experience. So it cannot be the same gameplay. It cannot be all of this.
Oh,
maybe there are some things you can do on mobile you cannot do
in
VR.
One of the challenges we did face was because, as Habib was saying, it's a machine. How to make it move like a Transformers, and that was one of the biggest challenges we faced because, as I was saying, when it comes to game design and creating a 360 element, it is somewhat relevant to what you see in everyday life. You have to recreate an urban city. You have to recreate the characters. You follow a certain style guide. You recreate the characters. But the hardest element was how to move like a Transformers and how to make the machine understand that it's moving in a certain way. It required a lot of softwares. I have a wonderful team. By the way, I would like to shout out my team. Thank you, Cisco, David, my partner, Toufi, everyone in Lebanon, because they've been working hard. We're going through some tough times in Lebanon, but they've been at it 24/7. We have a wonderful team. They were able to produce something magnificent, all the way from the game design to the software design. They did a fantastic job, and that was challenging, but hopefully, when the launch comes, you guys can try it for yourselves and give us your opinion.
Well, Hannah, with regards to kind of Hasbro and just with Transformers, because I know there's a lot of kind of different beloved lines there. Obviously started as a cartoon, then moved into films. Now we're into video games and virtual reality. Some might say Hasbro is actually very good at expanding into these new environments. What is the driving force of that? Because traditionally companies were really resistant to let their IP move outside of their control.
Yes, I think Hasbro is a really brilliant company and an example of how you can take a toy brand, because that's how the majority of Hasbro's brands started, they were toys. And then to go into kind of content from that side of it is a bit different from the traditional way of working. So I think as a toy company, Hasbro are just so innovative to go out of the traditional realms of that toy company and go into creating big franchises and then ultimately start, licensing out into lots of different arenas, such as with VR and location-based entertainment. I think you have to be nowadays as a company, you have to look at brands and franchises as a complete, almost like a lifestyle. So if a fan likes a toy or a fan likes a movie, they want everything. If they're a real fan, they'll want the T-shirt, they'll want the the experience in a live capacity. And to be able to fulfill that as a company is obviously a very special thing, and to create that real loyalty with our fans from, potentially the age of 7 up to, way into adulthood. It's just a really special thing to be able to be a part of at Hasbro.
About the journey of Hasbro in your life, I mean, we've been talking, and I'm remembering the toys I used to have, and we used to, transform them and play with them, and it's
even Monopoly. I mean,
it's incredible.
My whole childhood was Monopoly.
I believe also that Transformers, I mean, is one of its best application is actually in location based, because of this, you really want to be the character, and you really want to be inside of it, and the power, and feel the power of it's. I think it's one of the best translation of the characters themselves. Of course, really.
Initially when we had the machine, we had made a generic space game for the machine when we first launched it a couple of years ago, and the whole time I would look at the machine and say, what can you possibly be? What type of character? Who would I be if I can have the ability to be someone? Would I drive a spaceship? Would I be a certain character? And one day it just clicked, and then I was like, you know what? It would be perfect for Transformers. Imagine being inside a machine and being an Autobot and fighting and flying and doing everything. And then, coincidentally, we met one time at a fair, and then just things escalated, and here we are now, gearing up for the launch.
Well, I was going to say, Hannah, on that, I think a lot of developers would dream to work with a company like Hasbro. For all the budding people kind of watching now, what would a company have to do to work with a company such as yours, not necessarily Hasbro? What boxes do they need to tick?
You know what, I think Hasbro is a massive company, and there's so many different departments and divisions within Hasbro. It obviously completely depends. If you're an accountant, there's a role for your Hasbro, versus if you're looking to employ development, there's a role. I think the thing I found working with Hasbro is that just there's a real spirit within people of community wants to do your best, and a real common thread that the reason we're doing this is for the fans. We're doing it to create memories for children and then adults alike. And we're really kind of helping childhood to become memorable and fun and playful. And doing that for adults as well within location-based entertainment is great. But yeah, I think working for a company like this, your end goal has to be making consumers happy and to be really driven by that. So I think if you're up for that, there's probably a role for you at Hasbro.
And I guess as a developer, you need to have that same sort of spirit too.
Oh, definitely. It's all about that.
Perfect. Karim, thank you for choosing again DGC to launch this news, and
I hope you guys liked it. And
I believe you have other plans related to Hasbro. I know that, I don't know if we can already talk about it or not, that you're planning for a special way to also launch this new venture.
I would rather keep it a secret till the day we launch.
I know because you've kind of told me a little bit. So I know that you're trying to do everything new in relation to this project. And Hannah, thank you very much, and thank you for being with us. And we hope to welcome you in Dubai very soon for the launch of Hasbro and Transformers VR, and it would be great to see you here. Thank you for your time, and we all love Transformers.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for...
I heart Transformers.
Maybe she can you give us a scoop, like when is the next one, when is the next movie, or we're not allowed to know?
Perfect. Well,
if it's still in the public domain, I can't say.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.